Hi everybody. Have I ever mentioned how cool fat people are? Sometimes I think about... That's weird. Hello? You're under arrest for being a creep! Wait, what? I'm not a creep! Oh yeah? Look in your hand. What? Alright, you sick freak. Time to take you into prison. No, officer, please, wait, I can explain, just... You better move along, man. If you were black, I would have shot you by now. But, officer, wait, I'm fat! In that case, okay, I'm so sorry for wasting your time, sir. You have a good one. Have a good rest of your day, you little creep. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite skinny fat lesbian Hunter Avalone here, back with another video. Today, we're talking about a new concept. Today, we're talking about something called fat privilege. You've heard of white privilege. You've heard of male privilege. You've heard of privilege. You've heard all the privileges. But have you heard of fat privilege? That's right, it's the fat acceptance movement's worst enemy. Of course, the title fat privilege is a tad hyperbolic, I recognize that, and I also recognize that sometimes fat people aren't treated so great in our society. However, this story I stumbled upon the other day is the perfect example of none other than fat privilege. A criminal avoiding jail time because they were too fat. Close your eyes and imagine that you're a pedophile. Now, imagine that you're also a teacher at a school. A very dangerous, scary, gross combination, I know. Now imagine you're really fat. And voila, there you go. You might not be immune to diabetes, cancer, and heart failure, but you are immune to the law. I first stumbled upon this article the other day, and I literally could not believe it. Too fat for jail. Pedo teacher won't be locked up for abusing 6 students because he is morbidly obese. Would you look at that? Finally!
Being fat paid off.
A P-word teacher who is morbidly obese won't spend a single day in jail because it would cost up to $40,000 to transport him interstate. So this specific crime happened in Australia on a small island, Tasmanian, and they are unable to transport him and prosecute him interstate without it costing up to $40,000. How much does it cost to transport an... So to transport one Asian elephant, it would cost close to $55,500. And to transport this dude, it would cost up to $40K. This dude is so fat, he is $15,000 off from costing the same amount to ship a fucking elephant. Peter John O'Neill, 61, is at home in Canberra while he awaits sentencing. He is in a wheelchair, requires a full-time care, and has been deemed unfit to travel by the court. And listen to this, the Chief Justice even said that he was limited to handing down a suspended jail sentence because there was no point in placing this pedo teacher under home detention as he cannot leave his house anyway. Here's a picture of the guy. This is back from his teaching days at Dominic College in Tasmania, and the former students are, as you can imagine, absolutely furious that he won't go to jail because he's morbidly obese. He pleaded guilty to 6 counts of indecent assault and 1 count of abuse of a young person. So this is really disgusting. This guy was a teacher. This guy had a responsibility to be overseeing students, and instead, he abused his position of power and took advantage of these students. Absolutely disgusting shit. And now, because this dude is so fat, he's basically just skirting all possible punishment. Listen to this. The 61-year-old cannot serve time interstate for Tasmanian crimes. He has no money to pay a fine, and he cannot perform community service due to his medical condition. So, in other words, he's too fat and too broke to do jack shit. Former students also said that this teacher was apparently emotionally abusive as well and physically abusive. Former students were told that they were fat and dumb, they'd never amount to anything, no one would ever love them, and if you weren't concentrating, he would hit your fingers with a ruler. Bitch, this sounds like some 1940s style schooling. Here's another picture of this creep, the guy sitting right here with, I guess some other teachers, middle school staff of 1987. This story is a little bit tricky because obviously people want this teacher brought to justice, but at this point, what exactly does justice look like? By throwing him in a jail cell, what are you doing? Who are you helping? No one. In fact, you're costing taxpayers $25,000 to $40,000. This guy abused his position as a teacher and he took something away from society, and he should have to give something back that's equivalent to what he took. However, what should he give back considering he's already confined to his house, he apparently is too fat to go to jail, and he can't even pay a fee or do community service? Basically, this creepy teacher just screwed up society. He abused his position as a teacher, he took something away from society, and is now not able to face any kind of consequences. But again, what exactly would consequences look like? And see, I can understand how this guy not facing any consequences can be a problem, even though, to be completely honest, I'm not the biggest fan of punitive justice. I know this story happened in Australia, but based on what I read in this article and based on how things work in the US, I'm not the biggest fan of punitive justice because it instills this mindset that criminals are subhuman who don't deserve basic human rights and basic human decency. And that's not to say that some criminals aren't really bad people. That's not to say that some criminals don't do really bad things. But usually we look down on criminals because they disrespect humanity in some way. So why would we then disrespect their humanity if we're already upset with them for disrespecting other humanity? I think that some form of rehabilitation should be available for virtually any criminal at some point, maybe after they serve a prison sentence or whatever. But no, I'm not the biggest fan of punitive justice. However, I understand that right now, this is how our system works. And by this guy completely avoiding all consequences, I do think that it sets a pretty dangerous precedent at the end of the day. What's funny though is this isn't even the first time something like this has happened. This Virgin Airline customer who abused and threatened staff over the phone avoided prison so he can lose enough weight for surgery. Here's a picture of this guy rolling around in all of his privilege. Here's another story about an abuser who is too fat for prison, costing taxpayers $1,250 each day that he spends in the hospital instead of prison. At the end of the day, this main story that we've been focusing on throughout this video is really gross and disturbing, and the fact that this guy abused kids and abused his position as a teacher is disgusting, and I can understand why former students are outraged over this. But if he's basically already confined to house arrest and it would cost taxpayers a crap ton of money to even get him into prison, what should be this guy's punishment? I put some thought into it, and I think I have it. Are we ready? All right. Let's sentence this guy. Peter John O'Neill, the court finds you guilty of doing all kinds of disgusting, creepy things. So, for your punishment, we are permanently revoking your Dash Pass. You will now forever pay additional delivery fees, even for orders over $12. There you guys have it. A creepy teacher who is too fat for prison, perfectly exemplifying fat privilege. Please give this video a massive like, comment below, and subscribe to this channel if you're fat or skinny. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.